Leonard Tilley was born in Gagetown, New Brunswick in 1818, but his family moved to St. John in 1820 when he was only 2 years old. At the age of only 13, Tilley inherited an outfit as a pharmacist after the sudden death of his father. Eventually, he earned a reputation as an excellent pharmacist, and he gave it to a cousin, Dr. Samuel Tilley, in 1867, as by that point in time politics was all-consuming to Samuel Tilley. Tilley was about 20 years old when he witnessed a murder during a drunken fight between two men that resulted in the death of an innocent woman, which orphaned 6 to 8 children. This event that so shocked him that he seems to have had apparent nightmares afterward for the rest of his life, so he very well may have had post-traumatic stress disorder as a result of it. From that time on, Tilley devoted himself to the entire eradication of alcohol, or total prohibition, via the temperance movement, which he saw as merely an extension of his extremely strong Baptist faith. He was a very devoted Protestant Christian for his life. Indeed, he introduced a series of prohibition bills throughout his life, and even succeeded briefly in enacting total prohibition in Brunswick in 1856, but that law was repealed by the British government on the grounds it was unrealistic and unenforceable, because it was impossible to police the illegal alcohol trade at the time. Later in life, Tilley became known as a temperance movement fanatic, so to this extent, Tilley even built a special horseshoe-shaped room on the back of his St. John home with a big glass bay window, but no knob, and also hidden hinges so it didn't show. The reason he went to such great lengths to do so was so that John M. Macdonald, an alcoholic for most of his adult life, could have a drink inside his house without technically being inside by the law. Tilley was the first to enter politics in 1848 and became the Premier of New Brunswick from 1861 to 1865. Throughout his life, the temperance movement took a great deal of his time, even though he married the head of the temperance movement as his second wife in 1867. Tilley then stood for responsible government, which he had fought for, and upon being first elected to the Brunswick legislature in 1848. He also fought for total government control over public schools and all public works projects as well. So he stood for something which he rather vaguely called honest government, which in general meant government control over taxes and public finances. In terms of confederation, Tilley was a key player regarding to New Brunswick's entry into it. He himself attended the Charlottetown, Quebec, and London conferences, and fought 2 consecutive bitterly contested elections in 1864. The first one he lost, the second one he won, along with secret help from the Lieutenant Governor of New Brunswick, Arthur Hamilton Gordon. After he won a second election in 1864, New Brunswick entered Confederation in 1867. He was also knighted by Queen Victoria for his work with Confederation. Tilley had also had a hand in naming the name of Canada, as he took a passage from the Bible to mean that this new nation should stretch to the sea, which became Canada's official motto in Latin. He also took that passage to mean the new nation of Canada should also stretch from the St. Lawrence River to the North Pole. This was something that gave him the name of the use of the word Dominion in Canada's name. So in short, Tilley gave the country its name and its motto. Tilley was also an enthusiastic supporter of opening up the western half of North America by acquiring the Hudson Bay Company's vast lands in 1869, which became both the Northwest Territories and the province of Manitoba. Tilley personally, after Confederation, became a member of Parliament and Minister of Customs and Finance from 1867 to 1873. He then became the fourth Lieutenant Governor of New Brunswick in the aftermath of the Pacific Scandal, and served as such from 1874 to 1878. At this point, he returned to Parliament and became Minister of Finance until his retirement from politics in late 1885. After that, he became Lieutenant Governor of New Brunswick again, thus becoming the only person post responsible government to have 2 non-consecutive terms as the Lieutenant Governor of New Brunswick. This time he served as Lieutenant Governor of New Brunswick from 1885 to 1893. He also had his first wife, who remarried in 1843, but she predeceased him in 1862. He then wound up 2 children with his second wife, whom he predeceased when he died in 1896. What was most unusual for the time was that all of his 10 children survived broad outward, including the future Premier of New Brunswick, Leonard Piercy de Wolfe Tilley, who served from 1931 to 1935. It should also It should also be noted that the building, which houses all of the Ministry of Finance and Treasury Board of Canada offices, is named the Sir Samuel Tilley Building in his honor. Tilley died of some sort of blood cancer or possibly blood poisoning in 1896, less than a month after his 78th birthday. Robert Duncan Wilmot was born in Fredericton, New Brunswick, although he moved to St. John at the age of 5. He was a ship owner, businessman, and merchant, and he lived in London, England from 1835 to 1840. Wilmot got into politics when he was elected to the New Brunswick Legislative Assembly from 1847 to 1861, and then again from 1865 to 1867. Wilmot was also present at the London Conference in 1866, which was the only one of the three held on Confederation that he attended. He also was appointed as Canada's first ever senator in 1867. In 1878, he became the Speaker of the Senate, which he held until his resignation from the Senate in 1880. He did so to become Lieutenant Governor of Brunswick from 1880 to 1885. He was also the mayor of St. John for 6 months, from 1849 to 1850. He died at the age of 81 in 1891 in Armagh in Sudbury County, New Brunswick.